everyone, Johnny here from Jefferson-Clarion Head Start, here with the Fatherhood Initiative to promote that father-child interaction. Here with our next video of an activity that you can do with your child or children, and I call it Cooking Like a King. Because we're the kings of the house, and kings gotta eat. Unfortunately, sometimes for a king to eat, king's gotta cook. And a king is gonna want it to taste good, it's gotta be quick, it's gotta be filling, and if our children are going to be involved, it's got to be healthy, because the best way for our children to eat healthy is for us to eat healthy too. Modeling is very important when it comes to nutrition. The method of do as I say, not as I do is very old school, and that's out. We're done with that. It doesn't work. So, we are going to make grilled chicken quesadillas today with steamed veggies, and it is going to be super fast and it's going to be super good. Prep time total is about 5 minutes. Cook time's 10 minutes, so that makes less than half an hour in your eating. So, I'll go over the ingredients and let's get to it. Alright, after we're done washing our hands for 20 seconds, we preheat our oven to 400 degrees. We're going to bake these quesadillas instead of the traditional frying, because baking them reduces a lot of the oils and fats used in them. Takes down a whole amount of unnecessary calories. And then the first ingredient we use are going to be tortillas, and we recommend using any kind of whole wheat or whole grain. The more whole grain the better. I say I use 100% whole wheat. A lot of people don't understand what the benefits to whole wheat is, and it is rather difficult to explain, but to put it simply, whenever you take bread or whatever, you use the grain to make your bread. The traditional process for like white bread, the grain is basically a seed, and when it's milled, it's broken down and it's made up of 3 different parts. And whenever those 3 different parts are milled and ground up, they lose like 2/3 of the seed. And whenever you think of it, if you're taking 2/3 of that seed and you're getting rid of it, you're losing basically 2/3 of the nutrients that are already in it. So you're losing tons of important vitamins and minerals like iron. There's a lot of fiber in them too, which is one reason that a lot of people that have blood sugar issues need to eat whole wheat, because eating like white bread, white pasta, things like that will raise your blood sugar. So it'll help reduce the risk of type 2 diabetes and things like that. Now, this part you can have your child help out with if you want to make like a traditional style quesadilla, like I'll be making here. You can just flap them up on there and get ready for the ingredients. But to make it fun for your child, you can use things like cookie cutters and have them make little shapes out of it. Okay, how cute is that? All right, the next thing we're gonna put on is our grilled chicken. Now, grilled chicken is very good in terms of the chicken breast is low in fat, high in protein, which is what we want. It'd be healthier if you made your own, but like I said, we're going for efficiency here, and you really don't have to tell anybody that you didn't cook it. I mean, who's gonna question it? You can say whatever you want to say. You don't even have to tell them that you cooked it. You can just make it seem like you cooked it. Hey, question. Babe, where's our meat thermometer at?
In the drawer with the spatulas.
Oh, okay. Got it. Chicken's 165, right?
Yeah.
And this one, your child can help you cut up the chicken if you would like. It depends on their age. With any of these things, you know your child better than anybody else. If they're ready to cut, they're ready to cut. If they're not, by no means do they need to cut anything. And that's the same for how small you cut your pieces up. You know your child, you know what they can eat, what they can handle. If you don't think that they can eat much chicken in their actual quesadilla, you could chop up chicken and have it with basically a cheese quesadilla, while the rest of the family has the chicken quesadillas. One of the benefits to eating or making sure that you have some kind of healthy meat in each meal is children are growing, they definitely need their protein. Lean meats like chicken and lean beef Salmon especially are high in very important nutrients like iron and vitamin D, which help promote growing as well. Alright, next we're going to add on the cheese. And whenever we're using cheese, we're going to look for cheeses that are low in fat as well as sodium, because there's a lot of cheeses out there that are high in both. And whenever we're cooking with our kids, we're trying to promote that healthy eating. So what we want to look for are cheeses like Swiss, goat cheese, mozzarella cheese. So for these quesadillas, we are going to mozzarella it up. Right. Cheese is a great source, another great source of protein as well as calcium. You don't necessarily need to measure it out with a measuring spoon. I'm just using it to get it out of the bag because I don't want to look like a complete savage just reaching in whenever my wife is going to be watching these and her friends are going to be watching it, and I don't really want to embarrass her because we don't do things like reach in our cheese bags or drink milk straight from the carton or use our finger to eat peanut butter.
Hey!
And as far as a serving of dairy is concerned, it only takes a third cup of shredded cheese to equal the same amount of dairy as 1 cup of milk. Alright, now they're ready to go, and we're going to pop these bad boys in the oven for 10 minutes. Alright, now while we're waiting on our quesadillas to cook, we're going to steam our veggies. You can pick up little steamable bags like this at Walmart and different grocery stores. It's very convenient. It only takes about 5 minutes to steam your veggies, which is the healthiest way to cook your veggies if you're going to prepare them like that. Obviously, the best way is to just have them natural and fresh. A lot of kids do not like fresh veggies. They're also easier to eat whenever they're cooked. But when it comes to steaming, it's the healthiest because they're exposed to the heat for the least amount of time, and whenever vegetables are exposed to heat for longer amounts of time, they lose more nutrients, and very important nutrients like vitamin C. So we'll pop these into the microwave for 5 minutes, and it is as simple as steamed. Now we'll talk a little bit about the nutritional aspect of this meal in particular, and the importance of it. A lot of you remember the food pyramid that you learned in high school, which is right here. It shows the different food groups, how much you're supposed to eat in a day, blah, blah, blah. Well, that's done. We don't do that anymore, okay? A lot of the younger parents out there, around my age or so, this will look a little more familiar to you. There you go. We don't do that either. We don't follow that. Now we follow the Choose My Plate. As opposed to a daily intake, we go on a meal-by-meal consumption, which is a lot easier to follow because the idea behind it is that that consistency of following this plan meal by meal to help promote healthy eating and a healthy lifestyle. You want to have about half of your meal be fruits and vegetables. We have our whole grains, our protein, and dairy. As you may notice, we didn't have any fruits with this one. And there's a couple reasons behind that. One is that it's already kind of a big meal. Preschoolers can only eat so much. So one recommendation that they do have is that you just leave fresh fruit around for children to snack on, because preschoolers, they can only eat so much at a time. So you prepare a meal like this, they might have a couple bites of the quesadilla, a couple veggies, and then they're done. And then this way, they're not missing an entire food group, and preschoolers are normally hungry like an hour later anyway. So if you have fresh fruits around for them to snack on, it's sweet, tastes good, and it'll give them something to eat. If you want to include a fruit in it, a very simple one is any kind of sliced fruit like this that's in 100% juice. We don't want any of that syrup junk, none of that. We don't have time for that. If you wanted to have a 100% fruit juice drink along with your meal, that's acceptable too. Just try to limit having too much juice in a day because it's easy to take in a lot of sugar and calories, even if it's 100% juice. If you're used to drinking soda and high fructose corn syrup infused drinks, it can seem difficult to switch to 100% juices and things like that. But if you're consistently giving them that 100% fruit and all fruit, then it'll actually end up over time tasting sweeter than it would if you were drinking the sugar sweetened stuff. You can add any additional sauces or toppings on that you want. Some people like things like banana peppers or things like that on theirs. You can add something to dip it in, like salsa or sour cream. There's no right or wrong answer, unless your answer is salsa, then it is actually right. To your quesadilla, which quesadilla, some people may not know, is actually a Spanish word for quesadilla. How about that? Alright, the veggies are done. Careful, they're hot. See, it's as simple as that. You beautifully cooked veggies. Alright, it's been 10 minutes. Let's get them. Woo! Alright, alright. Woo! That's where it's at. Do yourself a favor, do your kids a favor, and try this recipe out. Get them in the kitchen, let them help you cut some stuff up. You can find child safety knives on Amazon and things like that if you want them to use those. But make meal times fun. Even if you're not making meals together, if you order out or something, make sure you have meal times together. Plan routines around them. It's very important for children and their growth and their development. They want to spend that time with you, and you know, food's very important. So let's do some important things around it. All right, thanks guys. I'm gonna go.